Hey everybody, this is Paul with Collector's Escape, talking about comic books today, specifically 1977 Logan's Run comic book series. Now, believe it or not, there's only seven. Seven in the entire collection. If you're a Logan's Run fan, you're probably saying, what's the deal? Why isn't it like Star Wars where there's just unbelievable numbers of series of different sections and subgenres? They only made seven. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to show you the collection. We have the entire seven collection. I have most of them here with me. One of the things about Logan's Run is it came out and debuted at the cinemas at a bad time. And when the folks are making movies, looking at releases, there's a little bit of a luck to the draw. I know that with coronavirus and different things, they've held out movies trying to see when they can get the biggest audiences. But Logan's Run came out in 1976, and then in May of 77, you have Star Wars, and they're basically running together. I remember going to the drive-in theaters and a lot of double feature sci-fi cinema shows were Logan's Run and Star Wars together. So they're putting them together, which is not fair, because no matter how much you love Logan's Run, when you compare the technology of Logan's Run in the movie compared to Star Wars, it's like, but you compare anything to Star Wars of that genre, and it seems like guys in tinfoil and cap guns. But the storyline and plot of Logan's Run was excellent. And what the plot was is simply a utopian world after some kind of cataclysmic thing. You don't get a lot of back history on that, but you have these utopian cities where people live with everything they want, get everything they want, and they have little stones on their hands, and they die at a very young age when the stone turns color. And so they're going to have a very short life, and then they go into carousel, where they believe that their bodies will renew, like reincarnation. And you have Logan, who goes on a special mission to try to find sanctuary, which is really where the rebels were at, and goes through this different adventure. All kinds of cool stuff. Now, I have my own ideas of why Battlestar Galactic, I want to do that, Logan's Run was a short series. Here's number one. These were very cool comics. The storylines are awesome. The graphics are really cool. But one thing they do that I think didn't behoove them is, as you look at this series, here's number two, is instead of recapping, because whenever you have a movie line that goes into comic books, usually the first comic book, they recap the movie. So even if you didn't see the movie, you can be a comic book collector and enjoy it. And they give you a brief synopsis of what took place. They didn't do that here. The full seven comic book series basically is just recapping the movie. And this is a scene here where Logan is trying to see about changing his face, where we have the introduction of Farrah Fawcett in there, who was debuting out of doing jean ads and bathing suits ads, and was just seen by talent on the street, and they said, hey, she's hot, let's put her in the movies. And she had an interesting career after that. I have number three in my safe deposit box and four, but here's number five. And we're still looking at the regular original one. And what I think may have, this is my hypothesis, and I would ask you to comment below if you think that's wrong, or if I'm way off on this, or if you agree, is that people want to get a new story. They want to see the continuation of a story. And that's what comics do, and books and others, is they take the original story that you love, that you're interested in. The comics come out very soon after the movie because there's juice behind the interest with people. There's a demand. And then they take the story and they go further. They go on. What happens next? What happens later? What happens later? They didn't do this with the series. Here's number 7, the last in the series. And we're still basically recapping, a little bit different format on the pictures, but it's really the very same situation, is they are recapping the original movie. And to me, that takes away interest. And I'm not saying that you don't do a summary of the movie, because you're going to have different people, but a big portion of your comic book lovers are going to be people that love the movie. They've already invested in the storyline, and they're hungry for more. And then you give them 7 issues of the same stuff. Well, they know that plot. And here's another comic. They know that plot. They nothing new yet. Nothing new yet. And so that hurts sales. And then if your publisher has problems or issues, economy, different things that are detrimental, you don't have that momentum built to be able to keep going. I love the Logan's Run story. I love the comic books. And as a collector, whenever you can get a full series in 7 books, we'll talk about Planet of the Apes down the road and Battlestar Galactica, which was on my mind. There's tons and tons and tons of those. And their storyline goes way, 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 way beyond the original movie or movies. But with Logan's Run, there's only 7, so as a collector, you can go out and get these. They're going up. They can become more expensive, but they're still reasonable to get, and you can have a full set. And having a full set is where real good value's at, and then getting the highest quality as possible. I hope you like this thought. Please leave your comments and thoughts on Logan's Run. And if you want to get great classic pulp science fiction t-shirts, apparel, to be able to share your love of science fiction everywhere you roam, we have a lot of great links below. My name is Paul for Collector's Escape. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.